Assalamu alaikum dear students, hope you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIVS Home School. I am Sabreena, Haque, Assistant Teacher of Science, National English Version School, Day Shift. Dear students, today I am going to take a science class for class 8 student based on chapter 11. The name of the chapter is Light, and in our previous class we already learned about the first part of the chapter, and today we will start from lesson 8. The name of the lesson is Optical Fiber and Magnifying Glass. And optical fiber the word optical fiber is known to you because you have already learned about this in your class 6 ICT books. The optical fiber is very thin fiber of glass, and it is even thinner than human hair, and is flexible and extremely transparent, and it is used to carry the light rays. When light rays enters in this fiber, they undergo repeated total internal reflection and the wall of the fiber. This process continues till the ray reaches the other end of the fiber. Usually doctors use a bundle of optical fiber in a flexible tube through which light are guided to examine different internal parts of the human body like stomach or colon in endoscopy or in colonoscopy. Another use of optical fiber is optical communication. Since light consists of high frequency electromagnetic waves, it can carry much more information. In optical fiber, the loss of signal strength is very low, and one can send information to long distance and along curved paths by using it. Now come to the magnifying glass. This is the picture of magnifying glass, and this is known to you because in all scientific box you have the magnifying glass. By using a convex lens, one can see a virtual effect of magnified and the magnified image of an object. If it is placed within the focal length of the lens and observed from the other side of lens closer, the former image is to the eye. Greater will be the angle subtended to the eye by the image, and it will appear larger accordingly. But if the image is formed at a distance closer than the point of near view of the eye, then the image will be blurred. Now come to the next para. When the image is formed at the next point of near view, that is the least distance of distinct vision, only then it appears most distinct and magnified. And when an object is not clearly visible, a convex lens of short focal length is used to see it magnified and with clarity. A properly formed convex lens is called magnifying glass or reading glass, and it is also known as simple microscope. And this type of magnifying glass does not give much enlargement of object, and for getting the much enlarged image of the object, we have to use the electronic microscope, and they are also used of this type of biconvex lens. Now come to next lesson, lesson 9 to 10. This is human eye. The eye one of our 5 sense organ, and already we have learned about eye in our class 6 science book, and there is the several parts of the eye. This is the picture of eye. You have to practice this drawing, and there is the eyeball. Look, this is the eyeball, and the cavity of the eye, there is spherical object which can be rotated within a certain limit is known as eyeball. And the part of the next part is sclera. Look, this one is sclera, the white covering of the eyeball, which is hard, fibrous and opaque, and opaque means that is not clear, and it protects the eye from external harmful effects and preserves the shape of the eye, is known as sclera. Now come to the cornea. This portion is known as cornea. The frontal part of the sclera is called cornea. This part of sclera is transparent and blurred outward more than other part. Now come to choroid. This part is known as chloride. The blackish part is known as chloride. It is a black membrane covering the body of sclera. Because of its blackness, light entering the eye is not reflected. Now come to the iris. This portion looks known as iris, and for the iris, our color of the eyes is changing. That means somebody has the brown iris, somebody have the black iris, somebody has blue or green iris also. It is an opaque membrane and which strays just behind of cornea. Look, this is the cornea, it is just behind of cornea, and this membrane can be of different color, blue, deep brown, black, etc. of different person. Now come to the pupil. This portion, this hole is known as pupil. It is middle of the cornea and it is a circular hole at the center of cornea. Look, this is the center and there is the pupil, and which is connected to the muscular cell, and size of aperture of the pupil can be adjusted by the movement of muscular attached to it. Now come to the lens. This is the crystalline convex lens. This lens is known as crystalline convex lens, and this convex lens made of soft jelly-like material which is situated behind the cornea. Now come to retina, this inside part of the choroid. Then it is light sensitive rose color translucent membrane located behind the eyeball. Look, this is the retina. Here the image is formed and it is light fall on the retina. It creates the some excitement in those nerves which produce the sensation of light in the brain, and from retina the image sent to the brain. Now last one is aqueous humors and vitreous humors. Here there is written aqueous humors and that is aqueous humors is here and vitreous humors is inside the eye. Then space between the lens and the cornea is filled up with some kinds of transparent watery substances. This portion is filled up with aqueous humors. And come to next one, the space between the lens and the retina. Between the lens and the retina is filled up with jelly-like materials known as vitreous humors. Now come to the camera. Photographic camera. Dear students, why we are discussing about eye and photographic camera? Because by observing the functioning of the eye, the firstly the photographic camera made on. This is not now present times digital camera. This is the previous times camera which used film to take a picture, and here this camera's function is similar to like our eyes. That's why we are discussing about it in this chapter. Look, this is the part. Camera has 7 parts. Camera box, this is camera box. Then second one is camera lens. This portion is known as camera lens. Now aperture, shutter. Here there is the shutter and screen. And come to next one, photographic plate and slide. With the photographic plate and slide we get the picture. Now come to working of camera. Before taking the photograph of an object, that means PQ object, this is PQ object, we want to take the picture of PQ object by using the camera. And when the ground glass skin, that time we have to open the ground glass skin of the camera, detected the object PQ, and the shutter is open. Without opening the shutter we can take the picture. And now by adjusting the distance between the lens and the screen image PQ, is object is focused, and if it is out of focus then picture will be not clear, and if it is near then the focus, then picture will be not clear. We have to first adjust the focus. Then on the skin which is placed opposite to the object, the proper brightness of the image is obtained by adjusting the aperture. Now removing the ground glass, screen of the shutter is closed and ground glass replaced by the photographic exposed to a definite amount of light which determine the brightness of the picture, and this controlling the light is called exposure. And the incident light cause chemical reaction of silver halide grains contains the emulsion of the photographic plate, and with this silver halide we get the image of that object. Now the slider is covered and the photographic plate is taken to the dark room and the plate or film is kept immersed in a chemical solution called developer. The parts of the film which are chemically reduced of silver from the silver halide is metallic to the metallic silver turns the black. To the extent the reduction take place, those part of the object which emits more light darkness is corresponding part of the film proportionately. After washing the film, it is dipped into hypo, that means sodium thiosulfide. As a result, those part of film which had not been exposed to the light get their silver halide dissolved and the film is then washed in water. Thus, we get the negative picture of the photograph of the object, and to get the positive picture of the negative film is placed over a photographic paper coated with silver halide and exposed to the light for a short time. After this, the paper is washed in hypo as before. The positive picture obtained after washing and dyeing. Now come to the most important part of the chapter. This portion you have to learn. This thing is too much important for you. Comparison between eye and camera. You have to learn this portion. Now come to first point for camera. It is light-proof closed box which is painted black inside for the black color light incident on it. It is not reflected. Now come for first one for eye. The eye behave as a light-proof enclosure. Its walls are black, so light falling on it is not reflected. Using the shutter, the lens of the camera can be kept exposed to light for any length of time. With the help of the eyelid, the eye lens can be kept exposed to the light for any length of time. The amount of light needed to form the picture can be controlled by adjusting their circular aperture of the camera. Depending on the intensity of the light, aperture of the cornea is automatically adjusted to allow the necessary light to form the image. Now come to next one. Every lens has a definite focal length. By adjusting the muscle attached to the eye lens, its focal length can be changed by changing its curvature. The image of the object is formed by its converging lens. Cornea, aqueous humors, eye lens, vitreous humors together make a convergent lens-like system to form the image of an object. And last one, a real inverted and reduced image of the object is formed on the photographic plate. And a real inverted and reduced image of the object is formed on the light sensitive retina. Dear student, it will be A. There is written mistakenly in your book and this will be A. Now come to the MCQ of exercise. Multiple choice question. First one, the term used for the sclera in front of the eye, we know that is cornea. The upper portion, front portion of the sclera is known as cornea. Now come to next one. Optical fiber is used for fuel, examine stomach, telecommunication. Dear student, we know doctors use the optical fiber for examining stomach and colon, and also optical fiber used in telecommunication. So answer will be 2 and 3. That means C. Now come to next one. Answer question 3 and 4 from following figure, and there is P, and that is the incident ray, and that comes closer to the normal. That means here the ray, by seeing this, it is comes from denser medium to rarer medium to denser medium, and this is there is no change of incident and reflected angle, that prove that there is no change of medium. Now come to here the incident ray is smaller than the reflected ray. That means this is the denser medium and this is the radar medium. Now come to this one. This light ray falls through the normal, it goes through the normal, that means the incident angle and refracted angle is 0. It do not change the direction. Now come to question. In which figure light is propagating from the denser medium into rarer medium, and I have told it is the R from denser medium, it's come to rarer medium, that's why the light angle of refraction is greater than the angle of incident, that's why the answer will be R. So come to next and last one. In which of the figures angle of incidence is equal to angle of retecting or reflecting angle? Here is the printing mistake, it will be reflecting angle. Here the angle of incident, angle of refraction is equal because there is no change of medium, and here also angle of incident and angle of refraction is 0. So answer will be Q and S. So answer will be C. Dear students, this is your homework. It will be homework number 6. It will be homework number 6. You have to make 5 MCQ with 4 options, and you have to submit on Saturday from 9 AM to 3 PM. Dear students, this chapter is too much important for you. So read the chapter and learn all the important topic. Do your SW and submit it. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.